Hello, Maddie here. So we rotated, literally just moved from there to here. I asked my husband to set up my video for me, and he was like, okay, I did something. Like, just let me know what you think. Like this a lot better. I think it looked more like me. My department, we do quarterly department team building. And this last quarter, we did painting with a twist. And so we all did these cherry blossom trees, and it was a lot of fun. And so I was like, why not hang it up? And then you guys know about my sign. And then this right here, this is from Stranger Things season 2. It's like a pixelated version of Elle and Hopper fighting like inside the lab. And I really love Stranger Things. So just a little bit more of a Maddie vibe. The squishmallow. It's boba. It's a little boba squish. Hopefully y'all like we're going for a little bit cozier Maddie vibe. So anyway, golly. Okay, this week we're talking about Geekerella by Ashley Poston. I've done this a couple of times, but I want to get more into the groove of reading the synopsis on the back of the book or like inside the sleeve so that when I go into talking about a book, you'll at least have a gist of what I'm talking about instead of me just going off and rambling. Or I can go off and ramble without feeling like I have to explain the entire plot. So we're going to do it this time and read the back of this book. Geek girl Elle Whittemore lives and breathes Starfield, the classic sci-fi series she grew up watching with her late father. So when she sees a cosplay contest for a new Starfield movie, she has to enter. The prize? An invitation to the Alexis Con cosplay ball and a meet and greet with the actor slated to play Federation Prince Commodore in the reboot. With savings from her gig at the Magic Pumpkin food truck and her dad's old costume, Elle is determined to win, unless her stepsisters get there first. Teen actor Darian Freeman used to live for cons before he was famous. Now they're nothing but autographs and awkward meet and greet. Playing Commodore is all he's ever wanted, but the Starfield fandom has written him off as just another incompetent heartthrob. As Alexis Con draws near, Darian feels more and more like a fake, until he meets a girl who shows him otherwise. Part romance, part love letter to nerd culture, and all totally adorbs. Geekerella is a fairy tale for anyone who believes in the magic of fandom. So, this book is fantastic for a myriad of reasons. One, it's a Cinderella retelling. We know how I feel about Cinderella. We know how I feel about retelling. So, like, win-win there. Second, it's all about fandom. Starfield is supposed to be a Star Trek equivalent. And third, we get some lovely anonymity between our two characters. Oh, I love it. I love it. I found a new heart. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the new one I found out is this one. So this is a motion from a Blackpink. It's part of their choreography and they do like a heartbreak, but it's another heart. So we have more hearts to do, which is cool. Not important, but anyways, this book has all the makings for a wonderful book. And it doesn't disappoint. It is so cute, so good. And because it's a Cinderella retelling, I don't really need to go into all the ins and outs of that. There's the, masquerade ball. Like, what do you think happens there? How do you think it ends? All of that is, I feel, pretty predictable. What I go off on in my blog and what I want to talk about, I'm a nerd. We already know this. We are aware of this fact. I don't know if you call this a nerdy thing or what you would characterize as that, but I love fandoms. I love fandoms so much. I love fandoms. I love getting merch. I'm not as big on fan art. That's just not really my thing. My really embarrassing thing is like Elle, who writes a Starfield fan fiction. Okay, I don't write fan fiction, but I do read fan fiction. Not nearly as much as I used to. Used to being probably 2 or so years ago. Right around moving to San Antonio is when it kind of dropped off a little bit just because life got a little bit busier with work and, having a house and things like that. Life just gotten more plugged in. I built out a community. So fan fiction has not been as necessary to my life as it once was. I do still occasionally reread it because I do have saved fan fictions, ones that I love. I reread books. I rewatch movies. I reread fan fiction. That should be not shocking at all. Like in the synopsis, she says this is about fandoms, the love letter to fandoms. Like I get that. I'm there with her. I love being part of this community that is all obsessed with the same characters, the same story, the same world. There's just something so heartwarming about that. And I make the asterisk in my blog that yes, part of every fandom has its inappropriate side, but it is super easy to avoid those just depending on what you search, the filters that you use. It is really easy to curate a feed that doesn't include anything inappropriate and is just easy to do. And it is totally worth doing. The amount of hours I've spent reading fan is astronomical, but I love it. The fan fictions I've read the most, it's changed a little bit since I wrote the blog, because I wrote the blog years ago now at this point. So in my blog, the fandoms I mentioned was Percy Jackson, Anne with an E, and Miraculous Ladybug. So y'all have heard of Percy Jackson. I haven't like read nearly as much fan fiction in that, but you know, we're big Percabeth fans here. Anne with an E. I've read so much Anne with an E fan fiction, and I still read Anne with an E fan fiction, even though it only has 3 seasons, which I have watched anytime. And there's loads of fan fiction, and so it's not getting as actively written as it used to when I first got into the fandom, but it's still every once in a while we'll get new stuff. So that is a lot of rereading. And then the embarrassing one. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Part of who we are as a person, and we can't avoid it. But Miraculous Ladybug is a French Disney kids like animated show. And I started watching it when I was in Paris, and I say this on my blog, and I will say this forever. One of the coolest memories was I was watching an episode of Miraculous Ladybug that takes place near the Trocadero, like on the steps and kind of around that area where the fountain is. And I was sitting on the steps of the Trocadero watching this episode, and it was just like, it was so cool just to be able to like see it, and it was so beautiful and so awesome. I have some really pretty pictures from that spot that I was sitting. The fountain was creating like a ring with the Eiffel Tower in the background. It's really cool. So Miraculous Ladybug is one of my embarrassing fan fiction. But since then, the one that I've gotten into, it's funny because it's not recent, but it is more recent, like from the blog to now. Why am I admitting these super embarrassing things? I have no idea, but we're doing it anyways because we're honest here. The other fan fiction we got super into and are still into is Julie and the Phantom. It's a Netflix show that has one season, and it's so upsetting because it deserves more seasons. It's about a girl who basically she doesn't conjure ghosts, but there's a band from like the 90s that died from eating poisonous hot dogs, and they used to practice in her family's garage. And like obviously it's like people who own the house before them and whatever, but she like accidentally conjures them because they were in like limbo basically by playing one of their CDs in that garage. And the show is them trying to figure out why they haven't crossed over, and her coming to terms with, so her mother had passed away, and so it's her re-finding her love of music with this band. And it's super cute and super fun, and I've read so much fan fiction for a show that has one season. We're an adult, it's fine, but it's like so cute. Anyways, so those are the fandoms that we love, and this book just like invokes all those fandoms, because there's lots of other ones that I would say are, I don't want to say more acceptable, but more like well known and like big. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, love Lord of the Rings. I don't think I could even think about reading Lord of the Rings fan fiction. That just seems wrong. But I've read Lord of the Rings many times. I've watched the movies many times. I found this artist on Etsy that does these like Lord of the Rings like bookmark, and they're really pretty and like super intricate, and I really want them. I also mentioned in my blog, so one of the best, awesomest wedding gifts that we got is actually a trunk, and this married couple made for us, woodworking, and a beautiful, beautiful chest that they burned the map of Middle Earth into the top of this chest, and it is so pretty and so wonderful, and just feeds into my Lord of the Rings loving soul. That has nothing to do with this book, but like I said, this book, it's Cinderella retelling. You guys know what's gonna happen. You know how the story's gonna progress, but it feeds into that nerd loving side, and it gives you that extra little bit of anonymity, which is my favorite retellings, but also just remastered, I guess, versions of Cinderella. So like the 2015 Disney live action Cinderella does this also. The Cinderella character and the Prince Charming character, I love when their relationship gets more built out than just them, you know, seeing each other across the room or whatever. And with this, because of the anonymity, they get to know each other better, and they don't even realize that it's each other till like way later. And so I love that piece of it, that you get a deeper relationship between your two main characters and your love interests, as opposed to, like I said, just seeing each other across the room and just being like, that person's so beautiful, I must have them. Their costume is so cool, I must know them. Which is, you know, maybe a part of it, but it's not all of it. And we love that. So totally recommend this book. It's super good, super awesome, and will feed your nerdy fandom loving soul, or show you, if you don't believe me, that fandoms are awesome. And they are just a community of people that all love the same characters, love the same story, love the same world. It's really wonderful. So I hope you guys check this book out. What fandoms are y'all a part of? I have bared my soul in my embarrassing fandom love. So I feel like it's only fair that you share some of yours. So let me know in the comments some of your favorite fandoms, ones that you're a part of, maybe some fan fiction you've read or fan art that you love, merch you've bought. There's lots of cool things out there. Also, like and subscribe. That would be super cool. Like and subscribe would be super cool and really, really appreciated knowing that you enjoy this content at all, if you enjoy this content at all. I hope y'all like this video and, like I said, and are willing to at least indulge into the world of fandoms, into books you love, into shows that you love, movies that you love. A fandom exists for all of those things. You just gotta find it. So, with all of that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a great night, great week, great weekend, great month, great year. I hope you have all the greats because you're truly worthy and deserving of them. So until next time, 再见. Bye.